Good morning from the Water Utilization Learning Center. My name is Brian Olson. I'm out here on a beautiful spring day to talk about some emergence issues that can occur out there in corn and soybeans. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a lot of corn and soybeans poking up, and so it's really a critical time to go out there and evaluate how that corn and soybeans are emerging. And so as we think about corn, obviously if we went out there and planted when it was a little wet, we could have some problems with some sidewall compaction. We're all familiar with that, so we really need to make sure we're not going out there, and if you're seeing that sidewall get smeared, you're probably going to have some compaction issues, which could cause you some problems on emergence. But the big thing is, what about that soil crusting? So soil crusting is something that can occur on different fields, just depending on weather conditions. So obviously if there's low organic matter out there, the ground's been worked a lot, it can be prone to crusting. You get some high solar radiation days where the sun is really beating down on it. It can cause some crusting to occur. But then also if there's a little bit of clay out there in that soil, you can have that soil crust. And so what happens is that corn, instead of emerging like we see here, where we've got the corn popping up out of the ground all nice, you actually see a situation where we could have the corn leaf actually get trapped underneath the surface. And when that happens, when that leaf is trying to push through but it gets diverted and it starts going sideways, that's really problematic. And so it's also the same for soybeans. And so let's take a walk over here and look at soybeans. So here we have our soybeans popping out of the ground all nice. And again, obviously a higher population out here than our corn, and so they're helping each other push through. But the soybeans can also have problems with crusting, but then also that cotyledon can get trapped in the soil, and we've seen this where the cotyledon can get snapped off. So for example, on this one right here, if this cotyledon was to get snapped or get trapped, and then it actually snaps off of that plant, then you end up with basically a stem with no cotyledon, and then that soybean is not going to make it. So you really got to be watching. Are the corn leaves getting trapped underneath the surface? Are your soybean cotyledons being able to push through the ground? Or are they getting trapped in that soil, kind of getting baked into that soil surface? If so, obviously if you got irrigation, go out and put a little bit of irrigation water on that, or go out there and do some rotary hoeing, very light rotary hoeing to kind of break up that. So just some things to keep in mind, but this is a critical time as we got our corn and soybeans coming up out of the ground. And so please be mindful of those fields that have a tendency to go out there and crust on you. So with that, we'll talk to you in the future about other agronomic topics from the Learning Center. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this video from the Gothenburg Water Utilization Learning Center. For more information, please call 308-537-4500.